Chaos, frustration, confusion, anger. Those are just some of the feelings among Republican voters during last night's caucus.
Yeah, many voters telling us they got so frustrated here they simply went home without voting altogether. News specialist Dan Rascone has reaction now. He joins us live. And Dan, where did things go wrong?
Well, one of the main frustrations here, one of the main issues had to do with the computer system. Apparently it crashed at about 6:40 last night, a key moment there, and it lasted for over 20 minutes. As you mentioned, some getting so frustrated, so upset, they just decided to go home without casting their vote.
So it was a crowd of people there.
A great voter turnout at so many locations. Exactly what you want to see.
So there's just a lot of confusion.
But when it turns into chaos and confusion, that's when people start wondering about this caucus process.
Which line should I be in? Where do I go? What do I do? How do I access the site? There was just not a lack of control. There was no really control.
Brett McCormick was one of the many voters who felt the process was out of control. That's why eventually he and his wife just gave up and went home after a couple of hours of going nowhere.
Incredibly frustrating, especially that my voice was not heard, my vote was not put in. So yeah, I felt like it was a wasted night.
I've always been a great supporter of voting.
83-year-old Carol Bonner also felt lost and confused. She didn't have a cell phone and had no way of navigating the QR codes and website. She went home in tears.
I see a great need for people to come together and not be divided. And voting is important to me. I'm worried about the country. But I'm feeling like we don't matter sometimes anymore. Maybe because of age. Because I felt stupid. I felt done, I guess.
In those locations, it did become a frustrating process. And
Robert Axon is a chairman of the Utah Republican Party. He admits some things didn't run smoothly.
I was grateful that in the vast majority of our 2,400, well, nearly 2,400 precinct locations, things ran smoothly.
But he says there are some things to learn from.
We'll have to look at what worked this time, what didn't work this time, and factor that in 4 years from now when we make that determination.
The last caucus to run like this was back in 2016. Everyone we spoke with who voted then say that one ran pretty smoothly. So we'll see what changes are being made for the next one. Mike, back to you.
Hopefully they remember and take note of what those changes need to be, and it is a better process. Thank you very much, Dan. Now, as the results came in last night, KSL5 had team coverage on the ground throughout the evening, making sure that you had up-to-the-minute results. Daniel, sounds like he was physically at one of those chaotic caucus locations.
Yeah, we were there at the same time at Brighton High School in Cottonwood Heights, which Andrew mentioned in his report, and it was right at the height of the chaos and confusion.
If you're still looking for complete results from Super Tuesday, KSL Online is your one-stop shop. Head online to KSLTV.com, or you can download the KSL Plus app.